This podcast was created on Messy. Create your own show today at messy.fm.
All right, welcome to episode 8 of House of Blurs podcasts. We are your hosts. This is Nicole.
It's Armani. Salutations, guys.
This is Cynthia.
And thank you for coming back and listening. Really want to say thank you to everyone who has listened over the past couple episodes. Appreciate the feedback that we've gotten. You know, we definitely are open to any suggestions, things like that. If you like what you hear, we definitely, appreciate the support. Hit subscribe, like, follow. You can subscribe on our website, houseofblurs.com. Wherever you're listening to this podcast at, hit like, subscribe, give us some ratings, drop some comments. Those things are awesome. Helps to get it out there a little bit more as well. And, if you are able to, check out our Patreon. There is a link to our Patreon on the website, on the House of Blurs website. You can find it attached to any of the actual articles that we post. It's on the main page. You can, drop a donation there, show some support. Or if you just want to do it one time, there's a link to our PayPal as well. We appreciate the support. We're looking forward to bringing some great content your way as far as, a little better production, some bigger things we have in the works coming up, few conventions, things like that. And, we want to be able to continue to bring you some good stuff. So, definitely check out our Patreon. We've got some exclusive content coming to our Patreon, and some giveaways on there. So if you like free swag, we definitely will say thank you for any support. But yeah, even if you can't donate, hey, just share with a friend, tell somebody, rate, like, that's also some great support, and we really appreciate that as well. So this week, well, first off, let's rewind, because we had some shit we needed to talk about last week and the week before that we totally missed. So, as we've said, this is a week in progress. This is week 8, episode 8. So, we still are making our way through this.
Working out some kinks,
for sure. So, I'm going to, just because I'm going to spend a lot of time on it, but I do want to quickly rewind back to that shit with Ninja and Twitch.
Oh, with him not playing with female gamers?
Yes. Okay. I'm going to take a couple seconds to say the dude's a bitch. Like, first off, your explanation was just a bitch-ass explanation to say that I don't play with gamers because I don't want chicks hitting on me, because I don't want to cause any issues with my relationship. To me, that just screams, your ass did some fuckboy shit
and got caught
by your girl, so and now you're not allowed to play with female games. Like, she don't want you online, and that's cool. Like, if you choose to take that stand because you slipped up, you got big, got famous real quick. He's young. It's cool. It happens. I get it. But don't sit here and try and make it seem like
chicks are just out here going after you.
Yeah, because that's real fucked up. Number one, it's hard enough being a
female gamer.
Yes, and not even just a female gamer, female nerd, just a female appreciator of anything. People want to constantly come at your neck and question your legitimacy, which is bullshit. So for a guy with his platform and the amount of young people he has looking at him to come out and say something like that really sends a terrible message to young kids, especially young boys. If you're not secure in your situation, or basically you said your girl's not secure in your situation, that's a whole other problem. Yeah, but don't try to put that on female gamers.
Yeah, just say that outright.
Yeah, or just don't say nothing at all. There's that too. That's always an option, is just to shut up. So
yeah, true. You don't need an explanation for everything.
Basically, you don't, want, yeah. So that was just a quick recap on that. Because we did miss that like 2 weeks ago, and I definitely wanted to come back to that because the last couple weeks there's just been a lot of nonsense online about females in gaming spaces, nerd spaces, comic books, all kinds of things, and it's exhausting to try to even fight back against some of that just ignorant ass thought process. But then you get to a point where you realize, you know what, if people are just gonna be that ignorant, then just let them just doing it, because you just can't fix stupid sometimes. So yeah, so on to some of the... Was there anything else you wanted to backtrack to? That we missed?
You never dropped your Pokemon gamer tag.
Oh, I did not drop my Pokemon gamer tag, and I totally don't have it up right now. Okay, so hey, if you're still playing Pokemon Go, and you want some friends, feel free to add me. I'm still looking for, more friends. I could always use more gifts. And, give out some more gifts. I definitely pass on the love. So, what is my Pokemon gamer tag? Now, you just said this and totally put it on the spot. I can never find this when I'm legitimately trying to find it.
I think if you click on your avatar, it pops up.
Yeah, it does. I got it. Okay, so feel free to add me on Pokemon Go. The number is 9863-8168-8479. Yeah, feel free to share my trainer code and add me.
And if I ever re-download Pokemon Go, I'll be sure to share mine.
Yeah, you can add me too. Like I said, then I got gifts I gotta accept. Oh, my bag is full.
I'm not really a Pokemon fan, so.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I was saying, you didn't even like Pokemon like that. The only one you knew was Pikachu, Charmander.
No. There was a time, but, yeah. So, alright, yeah. What else? Any other back things we need to clear up or address?
Oh, you shouted out your Pokemon Go gamer tag. I'm about to give out my Dokkan Battle. If any of you guys out there play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, you feel free to add me as a friend. Let me pull up my information.
First off, what is this Dragon Ball Z sorcery that you over there playing?
Basically, you collect characters and you level them up.
So you collect Dragon Ball Z characters like you collect Pokemon?
Basically, kinda, in a way. And then you make your team depending on what characters you have, what their skills are.
Mobile games are coming up. I mean, obviously, there's some super legitimate mobile games out there. And I previously mentioned that there was one I was playing for a while that it was just too much that consumed my life for a while. And, yeah, they can be addicting, especially because we always have our phones in our hands.
Yeah.
So it's so easy to just start playing something and then you're
You get
hooked.
absorbed in it. That's why I had to get rid of Pokemon Go. But my Dokkan Battle friend name, if you want to add me, is Griffguts, GRIFFGUTZ. Shout out to the Berserk fans. So yeah, you can add me on that if you guys decide to download the game and play.
Check it out. It's kind of awesome. So, on to this week's topics. First up, so Sony is continuing their stance on they are not making their great games cross-platform. I have mixed feelings about this. I get you. First off, Sony is not hurting. Sony has solidified their space in gaming.
Yeah.
That's not going anywhere. They're not going to disappear. They're not just going to become Atari or Sega. So it's we're good.
You're secure.
Yeah. There's a big three in gaming. There's a big three. It's Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. That's what it is. They're not going anywhere. So at this point, you've got so many people wanting to play. Okay, so evidently Cleo, our cat, wants to be on the podcast this episode too, because she's going to barge in here and do her thing. So if you hear cat calls in the background, that's what's going on there, because she wants attention right now. But anyway, so damn, make the damn games cross-platform already.
Yeah.
I personally, we own both systems, so if we want to play a game, but I don't buy everything on both systems, and I would not do that.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the co-op stuff I play is on the Xbox. But yeah, Fortnite at this point is
It's a huge game. You got multiple people playing it. I don't see the harm in it.
Neither do I. Like, you're not really gonna lose anything. If anything, like, I mean, I feel like that would make people
want to buy the game more.
Yeah, like, that would make me more excited. Like, oh, I can finally, I have a PlayStation. I can play with my friends who have Xbox and who have Switch. And, like, come on, Sony, just make it happen already.
Yeah, just let gamers be great.
There was actually, this conversation had actually come up about a week or so ago as well. I actually don't remember fully what game it was that was talking about pulling some stuff off of Sony. Like, they were to the verge of issuing an ultimatum of, like, and it might have been Fortnite, of make it cross-platform or we're pulling our crap. And I think that would be a huge one for Sony to lose. Now, I mean, ain't nobody about to start throwing out their PlayStations because they can't play Fortnite.
Yeah.
But, come on. It just makes sense to be done already.
Yeah, and it makes it easier for people, because it's like you have those people that's like, they're not going to invest in PlayStation Live because none of their friends have PlayStations. So it's not like they can play with anybody. So if anything, they'd possibly make more money.
Very true, because I don't have PlayStation Plus at the moment. Because I don't play online on PlayStation. But, so, Spider-Man came out this week. Shout out to everyone playing Spider-Man. I'm loving the Spidey love.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of screen caps on Twitter.
Been watching people play. Like, this has made me watch people's streams. Like, I'm not a person who normally watches people stream games, but I've been checking out some people playing it, and I'm like, I'm ready to sit down and play Spider-Man. So
yeah, I'm excited for it. I think the last Spider-Man game I played was Spider-Man 2, like back when Tobey Maguire was still Spider-Man.
Yeah, so what was it on, like PS3?
It was like PlayStation 2. I want to say it was still PlayStation. Remotes still had cords in them.
So, yeah, that's been a minute. The game, got to play a little bit, as I mentioned before. So the little bit that I did play of it was dope. It looks amazing. I'm loving all of the screenshots. So there's that selfie mode in the game. These selfies that people are putting out, that they're taking in the game, are fucking awesome. I absolutely love them. What I really love is so many of the people who are taking pictures with the pride flags that they're finding in the game. Yo, yeah,
I seen that today.
Shout out to Insomniac for throwing those Easter eggs in there, because there are so many conversations about why representation matters. And I couldn't imagine being a little kid who's, not come out, and you're playing your favorite video game, and you find, you see a pride flag, like, put there.
Basically making it a safe space for those kids.
Exactly. Like, that's freaking awesome. I seen somebody had posted up a picture of Spider-Man at his uncle's grave. I was like, damn. So we're literally just spending time just going around finding stuff.
That was one of the best parts about the Spider-Man games, in my opinion. Like, I didn't even really play the storyline. I had fun just swinging around finding stuff.
Wait till you play this one, because swinging around is legitimately swinging around. It's amazing how much movement this game had. The movement and the traversal, it's amazing. So, like, it took me a second, although, I mean, I was playing it in, like, not normal conditions.
Yeah, saying, like, rush mode.
Yeah, I was playing it rushed. So, didn't really get to take the time to really appreciate, like, figure out how to really move, so I'm just, like, swinging in between buildings and falling off of shit. So, that's a lot of fun, so.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it's a really beautiful game. And all the different costumes that you were talking about. Seen some of those.
Yeah, oh god, I'm ready to play it for that reason too. Like, I can't wait. So, Spider-Man out on PS4. It is a Sony exclusive. Someone sent me a meme, or posted a meme, talking about that PlayStation's 4 Spider-Man is available on Xbox, and it was a screenshot of, like, Lego Marvels of Spider-Man inside the Lego game on Xbox. I was like, oh yeah, Xbox players can play little Spider-Man. A little Spidey action too.
Put on Lego Marvel's hero, just play Spider-Man, swing around the city a little bit.
Basically. Get your Spidey fix on. In music. So, in music this week, there's been a lot going on.
There has been. Are you talking about as in drama or actual just drops?
Drama.
Drama.
Like, let's be real. I mean, not saying I don't care about the drops, but the drama is definitely
Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
So I wouldn't even start with that. But sure, let's start there. I have to say I'm Team Cardi.
I mean, I heard she wasn't even beefing with Nicki Minaj. I heard it was Raw Ali that she was beefing with. And, I mean, she's part of Nicki's posse, so she was just kind of... Nicki was thrown in there. And, I mean, you're going to get a better caption. Or you're going to get better views off saying Nicki versus Cardi rather than someone from Nicki's team versus Cardi.
I mean, but Raw Ali ain't just anybody. People know. Like, if you watch Love and Hip Hop, then you know who Raw Ali is. So, I mean, it ain't like she just...
Cardi B did post a post and she was basically addressing it. She had she said like, I let you sneak diss me and stuff like that. So it was like,
it's clear she was talking about Nicki.
Yeah.
It was clear. It was clear that was definitely aimed at Nicki. So.
Nicki Minaj does have a podcast too. So she'll be talking about it tomorrow, possibly, if she does.
I think it was, I know she has a podcast. I have not listened to it.
Queen Radio.
Yeah. I don't know what night, I don't know when it airs, but I think she addressed it on there.
I listened to one of her podcasts, and it was kind of like, I didn't really enjoy it, because her attitude on it is kind of just annoying. In a way.
I mean, as a Nicki fan, I've always loved Nicki, and it's like, people say, they're like, okay, I miss the old so-and-so. I wish they would act like how they used to act, but Nicki has acted the exact same way her whole career. That's how I feel.
She has.
I feel like her music at this point has gone stagnant.
Okay, so here's my grown-up reason why I don't like her. Or at this point why I have kind of fallen back as far as being a Nicki fan. When Meek went through the stuff he went through, okay, I will never say a woman needs to stand by a dude when he's going through some shit. That's not the case at all. Like, if you feel you need to be out, then be out. That's cool. But here's my thing. As a black woman, watching a black man be wrongfully and just inappropriately treated by the justice system is something that we see way too fucking often right now. And in that aspect of it, she should have either just said nothing, or like, where is your support? Like, it's either just don't say nothing at all. Like, you didn't say anything negative about him. You just could have just said fucking nothing. Or, I mean, the fact is, he was fucking railroaded. Like, he was, It was complete bullshit. It's still, he's still having to fight that situation. And just, I mean, as a black woman, it's like, come on now. We too often have to watch black men, young black men, black children be completely mistreated when it comes to the justice system. So,
yeah, either be all Black Lives Matter or just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, we have enough stuff that we have to deal with and that we see all the time, young black men go through. So that just shouldn't have to be another one of it. Like, people need to realize it's bigger than this music. It's bigger than, the art form. Like, these real people's lives that are affected by it. So, Meek, he's got money, and he's still
being treated like every other black man.
Yep. And it's just crazy that this shit goes on all the time. So it's, all the people who've been put through what he's having to go through, who don't have that, right, who haven't been able to speak up. And I've had to deal with this. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on her at this point.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, she's just threatened. She knows her reign, quote unquote, is coming to an end. And at this point, she's just trying to stay on top for as long as she can.
Yeah, going about it. I don't know. I feel like she's going about it the wrong way. I feel like she's starting to kind of go, what's the old boy with the colorful hair?
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah, she's taking lessons from Tekashi. Like, I feel like she's like, oh well, this dude's been acting like a dipshit and trolling people and doing all this, like, and he's gotten big off of it. Like, that's what that kid is known for. Yeah. And it's working for everybody, but everything that don't work for some people don't work for everybody. Like, you just can't be doing that. And you a grown woman. Like, that's the thing. You are a grown ass woman. You got to do better.
Yeah. And then the Nicki and Cardi beef, it all boiled down to someone said something about her kid.
Yes.
So that was the comments that Cardi put, like, in her thing, like, you're not going to bring up her mothering and parenting skills. And I got to agree with Cardi on that one. Like, you say what you want about her music, target her how she talk, whatever you going to do. But once you start bringing people's kids into it or parenting,
yeah, you can't.
You're going to get hands on sight.
Yeah, you can't just go around bringing people's kids into arguments and not expecting anybody to pop off. Like, regardless of how classy you think someone should have been or how much money someone has, it's like, kids, it's just a topic that shouldn't be touched.
Nope. Eminem's Kamikaze dropped. I heard the majority of it. I think I listened to the bulk of it.
Yeah, I listened to the most to it for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Initial reaction was like, okay, all right, I see you. I, enjoyed those initial tracks. But when you start really, like, listening to the shit he was saying, I was just like, okay, wait, what are we doing here? Like,
again, I feel it's another legend falling off and not knowing when to just, you're still the greatest. You can still be the greatest and just step away. You don't have to start all this unnecessary beef with people.
Did you hear the diss track that, I forgot his name,
MGK
made about him?
Yeah, I did.
I did not hear that, though. I heard it was crazy, and we went response. But I did hear Joe Budden's podcast. That, first off, was like the longest episode ever. Shout out to the Joe Budden podcast. Friend of the show at Jace. She's totally going to claim that now. But, yo, oh man, it was just so much real shit said in that. And namely the fact of, how Slaughterhouse was signed to Shady Records, and you did nothing to promote anybody who's ever, been signed, that you've ever signed. And then once you really started thinking about it, look at it, you're like, oh, that's real as fuck. Like, who has Eminem, like, ever really
shouted out?
Yeah, or helped?
I feel like Eminem just kind of goes ghost for a while, drops an album, goes ghost again, comes back with an even more angrier album, so.
And it's like, that's cool, do that, but then you probably shouldn't talk shit about other people, because then all of your shit's really going to be brought to light, which is essentially like, not even a lot of it. Like, I think Joe Budden barely probably touched the surface of all, and I mean, he said it, he's barely said, there's a lot of shit he could say about a lot of people that he ain't say, but he said what he said. So, that was a real ass podcast episode, and it was pretty enlightening. I did not particularly care for the Tyler, the Creator comments. Now,
I just don't get it. It's like, out of all the people to beef with, what has Tyler, the Creator, done to Eminem? Like, why? This is like the Hobson versus Tyler, the Creator thing, where it's like, Tyler, the Creator just minding his business. He's just doing great at this point, and you just calling him out for exposure.
Basically, and then to drop the F word in that same breath, it's like, all right, you gotta gauge the room about the shit you're saying, and that's just, it's not cool anymore. It's not cool. It's not okay to be saying it. And I seen one thing where it was like, oh well, he was just saying it because saying that Tyler called himself the F word at one point in time.
Yeah.
But you know what though? But at that time, you're talking about a young black kid who was struggling to come out. Like, so he was trying to figure out how to make
Tyler,
it
the Creator's gay?
Yes, or bisexual. Or, he was trying to figure out how to really come out and be comfortable with it. So a lot of times when you don't know when you're not comfortable with yourself, you make jokes about yourself, you say things about yourself. Mm-hmm. That's not for other fucking people to say. Like, that's not some shit you come out of your mouth with.
Yeah.
So I did not like that at all.
Did he call him a faggot?
Yes. I said the F word. I wasn't going to say it, but
I was kind of like confused. I was like, he said F you? Or...
Yeah, no, that's the word he used. And
I just don't feel like Eminem's rap is not built for this climate, for this social climate.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say he can do it, but he just this was not the way it should have been done. It's like, you don't need to prove to people who you don't need to prove that you're Eminem. Like, you're Eminem. Like, it really was, like, you just coming out here...
trying to prove yourself.
Yeah, and it's like, no, you've already done that. Well, like, we know who you are. You good. You don't need to sit here and spend a whole album talking shit about these young boys that we don't give a shit. Like, people... I don't care about half the young boys he talked about. Like, I don't care about them. I don't care for their music anyway. So it's like, I really don't want to listen to you diss them for a whole fucking album. Like, I don't... Come on now. I would have rather, you come with that quality of rap and actually... been focused on something else. Focus that energy, like, just in a different way.
Right.
So, I said on Twitter, M's like one angry song away from calling black dudes, the N-word at this point. Like, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like he's just not built. Like, disrespectful Eminem. Can't lie. I'm a very big fan of disrespectful Eminem, but it's like that was at a different time period when it's like all those issues. It wasn't such a big deal to hear somebody say that. Like, it wasn't as problematic. You know what?
And it's funny you should mention that, because it's like, I was listening to an old Eminem song, and I thought about it at the time period that it was dropped. It didn't resonate with me the way it now resonates. Like, my feelings hearing it now was just like, oh, wait a minute, that's just completely fucking inappropriate. It's not okay. Real talk. Like, going back and listening to the song with him and Dr. Dre. The one was just, like actually listening to that now.
Guilty Conscience.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, this song is completely fucking out of line and inappropriate. But when it came out, when it was released, everybody was a bop. Like, everybody was,
it's wild. Like,
yeah, it's like, oh, okay, everybody's singing it. It was catchy, this, that, and the other. It was cute, it was funny. Although there are probably people who were, my age then, or probably like, this shit ain't cute and it ain't really funny. And it's like, okay, what the fuck are y'all listening to? So it's like, now going back and looking at that, I'm just like, yeah, nah, this is not okay. Like, yeah. So, but that kind of, and that goes to why when people tell you something offends them or it bothers them, it's not your place to be like, oh, that's not offensive. You can't tell somebody how to feel and how to react to something.
Yeah.
So what I may not have found offensive 10, 15 years ago, now, when you know better, you do better. Yeah, no, I'm not cool with that. Like, I'm not gonna fucking rock. I'm not playing it. Like, I'm just not gonna to rock to it. And people are allowed to change their mind. Like, you are allowed to grow and be like, oh, yeah, that shit may have been funny back then, but it's really not funny. Like, I don't find it funny anymore. It's really not funny. So,
the world definitely needs more positive music out.
For real.
Yeah. So at this point, I feel like it might be time for Slim Shady to just hang up the mantle.
Because I'm very close to just listening to Disney soundtracks.
You know what? That is so true.
Honestly, that's how it feels now. Like, when we were road tripping, felt like it's like, okay, dang, anything that's not some sad, depressing music is just angry, aggressive, and inappropriate. It's like, yeah, okay, so we about to just listen to the Hamilton soundtrack the entire ride. We just listen to musical soundtracks.
Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, that's my jam. That's, forever. Or Rent. It's timeless. But, so, moving on from music. Movies. That was one of actually things we meant to make a round back to from last week was the Oscars. The Oscars created a new category for popular film. Mm-hmm. We didn't really touch on that. We didn't, talk about that. Basically, they're making they're making a category for Marvel movies. Let's just call it what it is.
I don't even think it's Marvel movies. I think it's specifically Black Panther. Yeah. They don't want to give a movie with just all that blackness. That's what it boils down to. Just all that blackness. The number one movie role.
Yeah, when it really deserves it. Like, real talk. And Chadwick Boseman came out and said that. He's like, give us Best Picture or don't give us nothing at all. Like, don't give us that runner-up, most popular prize. Movie or whatever. Because that is totally negates the purpose of the Oscars. Like, the Oscars were created for artistic and creativity in movies. So it's like a popularity award just is absurd.
Yeah, like, this isn't the Teen Choice Awards. It's the Oscars.
If you don't see Black Panther winning the award that they're up for, who would you want it to go to?
For
or
Best
who do you
Picture?
think deserves? Yeah.
Who's the
Shit,
nominee
I'd have
for
to go
Best
back
Picture?
and look out. I'd have to go back and really look at what else came out last year.
So that says enough.
Yeah, basically, like, no, I'm pretty sure Black Panther just deserves it. That might be something.
The amount of money it made.
Well, that's not even, I mean, just
Too.
this quality of film overall. Like, you can't, and going back and watching Infinity War. So, watch Infinity War and watch, like, the bonus and extra features and seeing that, like, that director's roundtable, that was a big deal. Like, to have all the directors, that was awesome. If you haven't bought the Infinity War DVD, get the one that has the bonus features on it, and there's a great roundtable where it has the directors from all of the MCU movies talking about the movies they've done and just in response to each other. That's a pretty awesome group to be able to be a part of, I'm pretty sure. But what are you about to say?
So apparently, what I just read, the Oscars decided to scrap that idea.
Oh, okay.
They're not doing it for the 2019 Oscars.
All right, well. This is what happens when you talk about shit a week late. But, like, Rosa, what else came out in 2018?
Dang, I'm like... Let's see. I'm looking for the Best Picture category.
I mean, the nominations have not come out yet.
Oh.
And the nominations themselves haven't come out. But just Googling movies from 2018. First of all, why is Venom on this Google search? What is wrong with Google? This movie ain't even come out yet. Oh, wait a minute.
Well, the
'Cause it's
predictions
still
so far.
2018. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm off. Not Google. I was like, what is coming up? Wait a minute. When did Black Panther come out?
Beginning of this year?
Damn. Wow. I really felt like it was like last year when Black Panther came out. It did come out in February.
Yeah, because I was at school.
Man, so we are actually still in, I think it's movies released between, I think the closeout date might be like October or November.
Of this year?
Yeah. For the Oscars. So, the way I see it, possibilities for other Best Pictures could vary. I mean, Black Klansman's not gonna get nominated. They're not gonna give Spike Lee the Best Picture Oscar. That's just not gonna happen.
Depending on how that new movie A Star Is Born, the one with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, I can see that one. The trailers look pretty good.
You know, it looks pretty good, but you know it's not Black Panther. It's gonna be the Dreamgirls thing all over again. Like, that Oscars to me was still a fucking sham and a robbery because Eddie Murphy should have got Best Actor, and everybody knew that he was robbed that night, including the dude who won for Little Miss Sunshine. He knew he shouldn't have won. Still angry about that Oscars. But, yeah, I mean, what could squeeze it out could be something like that. The Bohemian Rhapsody movie still has to come out. It's gonna be one of them movies like that that's going to possibly
Push them out of the race.
Yeah. I mean, they'll definitely get nominated, but it's gonna be some bullshit like that. And I hate to say it because I haven't seen the movie yet, and it's probably a good movie, but I mean, Black Panther is the best movie of the year. Period. And we've seen a few movies this year, so I can say that. Like, there's been a lot of stuff coming out, but
Yeah, it's been a while since Black Panther was released, so.
And that's always a problem with the movies that release earlier in the year. You know what could possibly fuck around and take it? A Quiet Place.
No. I don't see it. A Quiet Place was good, but it was lacking to me.
Really, even?
Like, I feel like it lacked an actual story. It was one of those movies where it's like you're thrown into watching these people's lives for a couple days.
But those are the kind of movies that win Oscars. I mean, look at Room.
Room had background story to it. There was a story. There was an explanation to why they were in that room. There was an explanation to what happened. In A Quiet Place, there was no explanation to what happened to the world, where those creatures came from. Just there was no background.
Oh, isn't that the one where the wife was pregnant?
Yeah.
That was a pretty good movie.
I mean, it was creative. Like,
It was creative.
John Krasinski did that. So, He did a great job in that movie. I really liked it. Like, no, I don't even want to say I'd be okay with that winning because Black Panther deserves to win.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's gonna be nominated. It's gonna be nominated for Picture of the Year, I think. So, we just went and seen Ken.
Ken, very good movie.
Very good movie.
Yeah. So if you have not seen Ken, highly recommend going and seeing it. We're not gonna do spoilers on it because it's still fairly new. And I feel like it has not really picked up steam.
The way it should.
Yeah, the way it should. But there is a cameo at the end of that movie from someone who I didn't know was in the movie. Like, legit.
Even I was jaw open. Yes.
Like, what the fuck? It honestly, I mean, it took the first act of the movie, it took a minute, like,
to pick up.
Okay, yeah. The second act was kind of long. Like, you get to that point where you're like, okay, how are we going to wrap this movie up? Like, I'm really thinking, like, how is it about to wrap? Because I'm really wondering that. But the third act was like, okay, we're here. I like it. I appreciate
Stuff's
it.
Stuff's happening.
Yeah, stuff's happening. A lot of stuff is happening.
All your answers.
Yes.
Are now here.
So, I really want a sequel. I really hope they do a sequel.
I want to see a sequel. Just because, I don't know, like, it felt, again, like one of those movies where it was kind of just rushed. Like, at the end, like, I felt like the ending was rushed.
The ending
The little wrap-up, it was just like, okay, huge explanation to all of this. Even, and it's a little predictable.
I mean, like, the Netflix movie.
Extinction? Yeah, maybe that's just my thing.
So, yeah, very similar to how Extinction was. Went and seen Peppermint as well the other day. I know y'all haven't seen it. But that also, too, was one of those movies where, first off, in the preview, they tell you it's made by the same people who made Taken. Right. So, we already know what's going to happen. Like, pretty much. Anything made by the same people who made Taken, we know where this is going. And
we know the effects. We know the shots.
Yeah, we know. But it was still a good movie. Like, it was still very watchable. It was a good action movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But it was a bit predictable. I feel like right now it's probably hard for people to make movies that aren't predictable. I feel like we're so desensitized to so much now that I don't know the last time I watched a movie where I didn't know what was coming. Like, or I couldn't guess.
I think that's my problem. I feel like I'm just jaded at this point. Like, it's like I'm tired of all these movies that it's like I'm guessing the ending before the ending, and then it happens, and it's just like, oh, okay, well.
But you're still enjoying them, though, right? Or are you?
I don't know, no. Like, it's like I'm enjoying them, but it's like, okay. It just takes it away. It takes a little piece away from it.
The ending of Ken, I didn't expect it. I wasn't expecting all of that.
I was starting to think. No, I didn't really expect I didn't expect the exact ending because I was like, I didn't realize it was going to be that much sci-fi. Like, clearly it was sci-fi because there seems like there were aliens involved, but I didn't expect it to take. I thought it was going to be aliens. Right. I didn't expect it to take the kind of twist that it did at the end. So I mean, I was still a little surprised. Like, I was like, okay. Not bad.
Yeah, I feel like with movies now, it's like they do these scenes where it's like they're hints, but it's not really hints anymore. They're kind of just like, it just gives it away. Because, like, no spoilers, but the scene where his brother had the gun.
Oh, and then he had the gun?
Yeah,
when his brother couldn't use it.
When his brother couldn't use it, I just knew. I knew right away. I was like, okay,
that was a part. It almost felt like... Never mind. I was going to say like a comic.
Well, you mean like a comic book?
Yeah.
Like, no, I think it definitely played on it, and being with who was in it and knowing that person's background to nerdism, it probably, I wouldn't be surprised if Ken was a comic book or it becomes one. I mean, it definitely played like one.
Yeah.
For sure. Fuck, I don't want to reference something else because I feel like that's just going to give away things. But there are comic books out there that are making their way to movies. You've got a lot of indie comics are making their way towards movies. You got like Raising Dion's being made
into a Netflix.
Yeah, so things like that. I mean, that's gonna be not semi-produced. I mean, it's a comic book. I read Raising Dion when it was first released. When they put it online, it was awesome. So I'm so glad it is coming to fruition because it's a great story. But yeah. So moving away from Ken.
Before we start spoiling.
Yeah, because it's getting really hard not to. So
I feel like it's just hard to speak about these movies without spoiling them at this point.
This takes...
Without it just being like, okay, yeah, it was good. Yeah.
So, check it out. It's worth making the trip to the movies to see. So, back on the topic of Peppermint. I need Jim Garner in the MCU. Since Ben Affleck is over there, doing what he's doing with Batman. Although I like him as Batman. I'm okay with him as Batman.
I prefer him. I think he's my favorite Batman.
Over Christian Bale?
I like Dark Batman. I like Dark Batman.
So are you saying Affleck's darker than Bale?
Yes. Yes, definitely.
I mean, he's real life darker.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. It's like Ben Affleck as an actor himself is just more...
Yeah. I'm an Affleck fan. I've always loved Ben. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I was one of the random weird people who actually liked Geely. So... whatever, but he's going through what he's going through, so now he's going to rehab. I don't know how that's going to affect any kind of shooting schedules. Obviously, he needs to take care of himself. That's first and foremost. You gotta be well. He's got kids now. Like, it's time to grow up. I don't even want to say grow up. It's just time to
take a step and take care of yourself.
Yeah, you gotta get healed because you gotta craft, like, you got a talent that could possibly just be, like, wasted. I mean, Lindsay Lohan was on the way. Like, I still feel like we were cheated out of
a great actress
because of the shit that, she did. Like, I feel like she was on her fucking way and gone. But, anyway, back to Jennifer Garner.
We could have had Lindsay Lohan instead of Emma Roberts. That's all I'm gonna say. Truthfully.
We could have both. But, oh, man.
There would have been no need for Emma Roberts.
I don't do my girl Emma Roberts like that.
I would have much rather seen Lindsay Lohan as Madison Montgomery than Emma Roberts as Madison Montgomery.
Yes.
Okay.
Imagine her delivering I bet you thought you seen the last of me.
Okay, touche. But anyway, said all that to say Jennifer Garner needs to be in the MCU. First off, she kicked ass in Peppermint. Like, I have not seen this. We've not seen this Jennifer Garner since Elektra.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't she play Elektra?
Yes. And I liked Elektra. It was good. So, yeah, I'm ready to see her back in the MCU. So, with that being said,
typecast. Who would you cast her as?
I now think she could play Sue Storm.
Sue Storm. I don't have any feelings about Sue Storm. I don't care about the Fantastic Four.
I know, and being as neither do I. But I'm trying to I'm trying to care. I'm trying to get myself to care.
I'm trying to fit her in somewhere.
If you cast Jennifer Garner as Sue, and we get John Krasinski as Reed,
a blonde Jennifer Garner,
she could die, right?
No, I don't want to.
I don't think I like a blonde. We just make Sue a brunette. What the fuck ever? Hair dye, shit happens. She ain't gotta be a blonde. What's her face? No, because I feel like the last two Sues have not been blonde.
Yes, they have. Jessica Biel. Or Jessica Alba?
Jessica Alba. See, and that was wrong with that part. That was that role. Jessica Alba should not be a blonde.
I like her blonde. I thought she was naturally blonde.
No, I don't. She's not a natural blonde. But in the last one with Michael B. Jordan,
I didn't watch that.
You didn't watch it?
No, I did not watch it. I watched the trailer.
People on the plane who actually liked that movie.
Because we've seen 5 Fantastic Fours. No one else wanted another. Just watching the trailer. I think it was the dude that they had playing Reed is the reason I didn't, because I don't care for him.
Yeah,
I don't care for him.
I didn't care for him as Reed, but then I don't like Reed, so it was like, you're just further making me not like this character. Yeah, he annoys me too.
It's just something about his face.
Cause you know what it is because he plays that bad young white kid so well, you start to be like, everything you just see him in, it just reminds you of that, like...
Yeah, that, like, awkward, nerdy, wannabe edgy teenage white kid.
Wasn't he in Divergent? Was he the...
I didn't watch Divergent.
Really?
How? What was you doing? Like, where were you? Have you watched any of the series?
No.
You've seen Maze Runner.
I've seen the Maze. I only watched the
Maze Runner has nothing to do with Divergent.
I know. It's those type of movies, like that genre of movies where it was like Hunger Games, Divergent, the Maze Runner. I feel like the only one I could actually get into was the Hunger Games, and then they let me down with the last one. So I was like, okay, yeah. And then the Maze Runner didn't really keep my attention.
I didn't even watch the second Maze Runner. I only watched the first one.
I really enjoyed the first one.
So yeah, I didn't watch any of
Supposed to be making a third one, I'm pretty sure. Because the way the second one ended, but...
Yeah, it's a whole series of books. But it's like, I think it's... I don't know, I'm just tired of them doing books that I loved as a kid. Or as a kid.
You can say that now. You're technically an adult.
You're sad I can say that now. Back when I was a kid. Anyway, in elementary school all those years ago.
Back to Jen Garner in the MCU. You know who I would also take her as, though? If we don't get her, if we can't have her as Sue, I would take her as Jean Grey. If you see Peppermint, I will take... Now, Famke Janssen, I feel like, can we just get Famke back as Jean? Just because I love fucking Famke Janssen. Like,
Famke Janssen's the one from the original X-Men, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I
love her. Like, I love her. So I would just prefer her to just come back. But if she can't, even though, I mean, let's be real, her portrayal of Jean, there wasn't a lot of depth to any of the characters in any of those X-Men movies.
Yeah, but she did a great job as Jean.
Yeah, I liked her as Jean. But keeping in par with what we have now in the MCU, like the caliber of depth, I could take Jen Garner as Jean, because she's very likable, she's very charismatic, and Jean had that super friendly. Everybody loved Jean. Like Jean was, everybody wanted to be around her. She was just, she was caring, she was nice, she was kind. Like she's
like the matriarch of the X-Men.
Yes. And Jen Garner is like when she smiles, like she has that smile and that laugh, but she can whoop ass, like.
Yeah, so it's like it could translate into a Dark Phoenix. We could get a Dark Phoenix with Jen Garner.
Oh my god, we could so get a fucking Dark Phoenix with Jen Garner. Like,
okay, I can accept that.
Watching her in Peppermint, like, I'm gonna speak this shit into existence. Yeah, we found our Jean Grey. We can make that happen. Age is right, like everything, it just fits if we're gonna get the X-Men. So I'm Team Jen Garner for that.
Jean Grey.
Yeah. Captain Marvel.
Yes, we got our first looks at Captain Marvel this weekend.
Yo, we got confirmation that Spectrum is gonna be like.
Yes.
That's all I wanted. All I have wanted was confirmation of Spectrum, and we have it because her mother, Maria, is in the movie. I
don't want to be the killjoy that kills your dreams.
First off,
but we gotta remember how they did Miles Morales in Spider-Man. They had old dude as his uncle.
We're getting a Miles animated movie.
Animated.
Miles will be, when we get to the Young Avengers, which is going to happen, whether it be the Young Avengers, because we're going to see on screen at some point the culmination of Kamala Khan, Miles Morales, Sue and Reed's kids. We're gonna see that. That's gonna happen. We're gonna get that. That Camilla, like we're gonna see that young group of stars. I think them having Cloak and Dagger cast at the age that they are.
That they're teenagers. Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna fit with that. So I think that will inevitably happen, especially since the way they came together in the comics when they weren't vibing and feeling the way that Carol, like Camilla wasn't feeling the way Carol was handling shit. Mm-hmm. Like they weren't really vibing with that. So that's why they're like, nah, we're gonna do our own thing. Like we know it needs to be done in our towns. Like, so we're gonna step up. So I could see that would play well on the big screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about how.
Oh yeah. So Spectrum, and Black Panther will. I'm totally just fucking same shit. Yeah, you're gonna do this, Marvel. Spectrum and Black Panther will help mentor that.
I hope so. I just want a fresh line of just the new young superheroes. I think it's time for that. For live action like movies with the young superheroes, like other than Spider-Man. Or Peter Parker Spider-Man. We don't have many young superheroes in the Marvel universe, at least.
Yeah, that is my issue with the way we've taken this, which is why I'm hoping we get the multiverse, because we need an older Peter Parker. Like, I love
Tom Holland.
I love that kid, but I do need an older Spidey. Like,
It's the time for it. Like,
yeah, we need a more seasoned. I'm ready to see and that's why this game I think is doing so well, and people are gonna thoroughly enjoy the game, because we have that renew your vows Spider-Man, like that seasoned Peter who is comfortable in his skin and who he is, and he's doing the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see that on the big screen. I don't want the shy Tobey Maguire. I don't
know, clinging on to Iron Man.
Yeah,
I can say that Iron Man and Peter Parker's relationship is one of my favorite in the MCU right now.
Mine too. Oh my god, that shit made me cry again watching it the other day. I was just like, this is so sad. It was so sad again. Oh man, this is devastating. That just hurt my heart.
And I feel like after we were talking about that, weren't we talking about the I believe we were talking about the multiverse. No, you were talking about Iron Man and Cap dying. One of them has to die to further the story.
So,
I feel like we can't get older Spider-Man unless Iron Man goes. Because I feel like that would just throw off that whole dynamic.
That's why we need to, transition out some of these people, which is going to happen because contracts are up. People are, done. Unless Chris Evans signs a secret deal at the last minute and just don't tell nobody. Like, if they were able to keep that shit under wraps, that would be amazing. But I do think truly in order to propel this forward, Cap unfortunately has to go. Like, we have to do it. It has to happen. So I think Iron Man's gonna die in the movie, and then Cap is going to sacrifice himself to bring him back because Pepper is gonna be pregnant. Like, we gonna find out that Pepper's actually pregnant. So that's what's gonna make Cap be like, oh yeah, Tony's gonna have a family.
He's gonna use that line, because it's gonna be the same line that he told Vision when he was like, we don't trade lives. He's gonna be like, I guess we do trade lives. Or it's our turn to trade lives, or something like that. And then he's gonna use the Infinity Gauntlet and not be able to control the power, and he's gonna die bringing Tony back to life with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, he's gonna turn to spontaneously start aging. He's gonna be rapidly aged Cap. Like, he's not just gonna die, we're just gonna get a rapidly aged Cap. And he's going to get to die of old age. And
like Dorian Gray.
Yeah, and then they're going to, bury him next to Agent Carter. The end.
She's alive.
She's dead!
Oh, okay, it's Agent Carter. I was thinking about the dude.
No. Agent Carter. She passed. So, yeah, him and Peggy.
Yeah, I feel like if he dies, we'll get that scene. We'll get that scene with him finally getting that dance with Peggy.
Oh my god, that would be so fucking heart-crushing. Oh my god, I want to see this. Why are we writing for Marvel? Yeah, I would be okay with that. I mean, it would probably be a little cheesy, but I would be okay with that.
I don't think it'd be cheesy. I think that'd be the ending that Cap deserves.
To watch Cap, I mean, it's a fucking comic book, so we could justify seeing a post-mortem Captain America being greeted by Peggy, and
because it could be kind of like the scene where Thanos was with Baby Gamora.
True. Very true.
After he snapped and he used the Infinity Gauntlet all at once.
Where you going?
To sleep.
Okay, so Cynthia has taken her leave for the evening. We are recording this a little later in the evening, so she was up all day. But anyways, so back to the Infinity Gauntlet situation.
Yeah, I could see it being a scene like how when Thanos used the gauntlet, he snapped and he went and he got to see Baby Gamora and they had that conversation. I could see Cap using the gauntlet to snap, him seeing Peggy, them having their dance, and then it flashing to him, it deteriorating, or like him aging or deteriorating, like basically like sacrificing himself.
Yeah, Captain needs to have his happy ending. So that's probably what will happen. And I'm okay with it because we need it to be able to really propel this story forward anymore. I just hope we don't kill Thanos. Like, I will be upset if Thanos actually dies. We need to Thanos just needs to be that lingering.
That he just
threat.
leaves on his own accord.
Yeah, like shit goes wire. Array, he's losing or whatever, and then damn you, Avengers, and he bounces and. But he's that lingering threat that we, always have to worry about coming back. Mm-hmm. And Thanos will return at some point.
Yeah.
When he regroups. So.
Because, at this point, he has lost everybody. He lost the children of Thanos completely. So.
Yeah, that was that one thing I didn't like about Infinity War. I'm like, this would just happen too quick. So I'm thinking maybe when everything gets reversed, they will also be back. Like, that's still on that fence of who's coming back. Like, is it just the people who turn to dust? Or will we actually legitimately just get a time travel where we're going back to a certain point so that means everybody will still be alive? Type situation. Like, are we doing time travel or are we just bringing niggas out the Soul Stone? Like, what are we doing? So, that's going to be the interesting thing to see which route that takes.
I feel like with the time travel, it's just at what point do you go back? Because it's like, if you couldn't stop him the first time around, what's stopping him now? Unless they're going back and they're killing him immediately. Like, they're going back in time, arrow to the neck. Like, when he's taking out the Asgardians.
Thor takes that sword to the dome. But if you do that, then I feel like that would just also affect too much. Like, I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like the idea of time traveling necessarily to fix things, because if that's the case, then why didn't Doctor Strange out the gate just use the time stone? Like when Thanos first appeared in New York.
Let's not talk about Dr. Useless.
Dude
had the most powerful time stone. Literally could have done anything. Anything.
And did nothing. Like my initial reaction, if I was in control of the time stone, would have been rewind to about 15 minutes earlier and get the fuck out of Dodge. Like, whoa, we need to get up out of here because this should.
I would have went back in time when the mall was torturing him before he got kidnapped. Like, he literally has the out to everything. There's no reason for Doctor Strange to be in any type of disarray.
Yeah, he's a little trigger shy when it comes to their time stone. But it's a tricky thing to deal with. But I feel like when they stepped outside the sanctum and all hell was breaking loose, that would have been that moment where I'd been like, hold on, let's wrap this back an hour. And then, okay, this shit is coming. Let's prepare, or let's get our thoughts together. Like, the fact that didn't at least happen. Yeah.
Because honestly, he could have went back, and I guess that would require him knowing everything, because he would have had to known at what point Thanos was coming back. Like, when Thanos took the, the thing from Loki, the Tesseract from Loki.
Well, I'm not saying, go back that far. I'm just saying,
before he came to Manhattan.
A natural fear reaction, would have been to go back at least an hour.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about, days or months and try to figure out. I wouldn't initially be like, okay, wait, when do I need... I need to go back 3 months and figure out how to stop this. No, I just need to go back an hour and breathe a minute. But, no. I don't have a time stone. so they didn't give it to me. But Captain Marvel is coming together amazingly. It's just looking better and better, and I'm getting more and more excited for it. We see the scroll, we're seeing that is happening. We're getting that tie-in with Guardians from the original Guardians.
Mm-hmm. Like Sylvester Stallone original Guardians.
Huh?
Because Sylvester Stallone is in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's in the MCU.
No, well, I'm talking about the dude who was trying to get the stone in the first Guardian.
Oh, okay.
He's in one of the one of the trailers. He's in one of the pictures.
The pictures, yeah.
Trailer. He was in one of the pictures. So we are getting that connection
to him.
The other stories.
And possibly Thanos then.
Yeah, there will definitely be that there. So I'm interested. I'm so excited to see Maria Rambeau on screen. To see Spectrum. Like, obviously she's going to be younger at this point. Mm-hmm. If it's in the 90s, we're thinking like probably early teenager. She's not going to be super young, but she's probably going to be like a early teen in this movie. So that's going to be amazing to see that. So yeah, I'm super excited for that to happen.
I feel like this is going to be I just want to know if this is going to be a more serious movie.
I feel so. I feel like it's going to be reminiscent of the first Captain America.
Okay. I can see that, yeah. With Brie Larson.
Mm-hmm. That's Captain America. So, yeah, I feel like it'll play more like that. Not as comedic as what we've gotten with, like, Thor and Guardians and those movies as of late. So, I think it'll be a little more serious. Which I'm okay with. I mean, we need... I think the movies that need to be funny have
been funny.
Yeah, have learned to be funny. Thor. And that served him well because when he dropped down with that beard and that haircut and his Bring Me Thanos, I was like, yo, Thor has arrived. Like, this is the Thor we have been waiting for. Like, this is the motherfucking son of Odin. Like,
yeah. Like, this is who we've been waiting to see this entire time.
Yes. And I've only had to wait, 10 movies to get the Thor I've been waiting for. And I'm okay with him not having the flowing locks. I like
short hair Chris.
I like
it. Chris Hemsworth?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that as well. Bearded Thor, yeah. And him with Groot.
And Groot and Rocket.
Yeah. That's
the trio we never knew we needed, but we needed.
Yes, for real. Like, I didn't realize how much I wanted that. And now that I have it, I just don't ever want it to go away.
We can't talk about Groot right now. That was the scene that took me out of, like, when everyone was disappearing. It was between that and then when Black Panther just disappeared right before Okoye's eyes.
The hurt in Okoye's face. Like, Okoye is going to fuck some shit up in this next movie. Like, she is going to murk people, and I need it. Like, I just need to see Okoye out here in these streets, like,
just murking,
kicking ass and taking names. We still need an Okoye movie. Like, oh my god, yes. Especially, and it's coming off of the Wakanda Forever comic books. Mm-hmm. I just need more Okoye kicking ass on the big screen. Like, yeah. She is that bitch. Like, I don't need a damn Black Widow movie. Like, no one needs a Black Widow movie.
Only met one person who ever said, Black Widow is my favorite.
We're not even going to mention that right now.
Because
he was tripping. And he was dead serious, though, too.
The shame.
For real. But yeah, Okoye, that hurt. And that's why I think it's going to be important as to where this movie starts at when it starts. It's got to be another 3-hour movie. Like, we're going to have another 3 hours, and now I'm ready to sit through it. Like,
you make it 4 hours. I'll pack snacks.
Basically, like, we can have an intermission. So, I need it. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Do that shit like, how long was the Green Mile? That was like 3 hours, right?
Yeah. It's a pretty long movie, yeah.
Because that was back when they put it on 2 different discs. Titanic was long as fuck. We made it through Titanic.
I've never made it through Titanic.
I made it through Titanic in the movie theater when that thing came out, so we can do this.
Yes, people will sit through a 3.5, 4 hour long Marvel movie.
Movie theaters are so comfortable these days. Got them reclining seats. I am good.
You get you a little meal. You're perfectly fine.
A few drinks. Good. Okay, so, anything else in the MCU going on that we need to discuss? working through that Captain America comic book series. It's not MCU, but it's Marvel, so I'm just phasing the comic books. The Captain America series, I'm liking it. Like,
Which Captain America is it?
This new run being written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. It's on issue 3. Just came out last week. I like it. I like where it's going. I like this Cap. I need to go back because I did not read the series where we had the quotations Captain America who was bad, like the evil Cap who was really a Nazi. I need to go back and check that because, I mean, it picks up and it feeds off of that storyline.
Yeah.
Basically undoing the real Cap, having to undo all of that. And coming back to the world post that Cap, like, the world had to deal with Captain America being
a Nazi.
Yeah, like, that was crazy. So, him having to come back and rebuild that trust and clean that up, that's not just going to be some easy overnight task. And they're not writing it as that, so.
I think I just gotta sit down and read it. Because I feel Captain America has always been one of those characters. And again, it could just be me and my pessimism. I'm not here for the power of friendship will get us through all. Or, you know.
You don't like Captain Planet? What should be for Captain Planet? That's what I feel like that was. I think it was a shot at Captain Planet.
It's just like, I'm just not here for it. Like, I'm like, if I want superheroes, I need more action. I don't know. Maybe it's just, that's the only thing that's been keeping me towards DC is just the darkness of it, should I say?
Speaking of which, so I picked up this new comic called Cover. And it's part of this series under Jinx World that Michael Bendis is doing. He's written for Marvel, DC, I think mainly like DC right now. But this Jinx World set, and I think I'm going to end up having to go back and pick up Scarlet and the United States of Murder Inc. I'm gonna have to get that too, because just the little snippet I read in that Jinx World 3-part little thing they put out, I'm like, all right, this I want to read. I want to see this movie. Like, I want to see, because United States of Murder Inc. is basically like if the mafia and the mob was still running shit in the U.S. Type of thing. So it's got like a real gangster kind of feel to it. Like, it's amazing. But Cover, I did pick up the actual issue 1 of Cover, and it is the meeting of espionage and spy work and nerdism. Like, there's a comic book writer who ends up, being like, has this run-in with this undercover agent, and it's like she's almost recruiting him to do something. It's like, you're not sure if she is trying to recruit him or if she's trying to kill him. Like, at first, I'm flipping these pages and I'm like, yeah, was she about to shoot this dude in the head? Like, is he going to die at Comic-Con? Like, cause, she comes up on him at a convention and she, like, buys all his work. And he's just like, yo, is this shit really happening? I just, like, really sell all these prints. So, it's that. And at first, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I was looking at it and I'm like, I don't know if I like this style of artwork necessarily, but it starts off monotone as far as color wise goes, but then the watercolor picks up deeper into the comic, so we actually start to get color in it. And then I realized I like watercolor comics. Like, it's very pretty. Like,
it's pleasing to the eye.
It is very pleasing to the eye. So okay.
I like my comic books aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, truthfully, real talk, like, it has to be aesthetically pleasing, because I'm not gonna name something that I just read that I don't particularly care. I didn't particularly care for the artwork, and it made it hard for me to read the comic because I'm like, I don't like the way this looks.
I feel you. I feel that way about certain animes too. Like, if it's not drawn a certain way or animated a certain way, I can't sit there and watch it.
Yeah, and it's disappointing, and it sucks because, I mean, that's the medium. It's the art and the story. And I mean, you can read books. There's no art. There's no pictures. I mean, at 36 or 35, I'm not reading picture books for the most part. So, you know, you read a book, you can create your own visuals, but when it comes to comics, if you don't like the art style, then it's, even if it has a good ass story, it can be a struggle
to get through it.
Yeah, to get through it. And I had to struggle through something because I wasn't really feeling the art. But I committed and I made it through. But yeah, so, and that is probably actually, see a cover, number 1. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in 2. I'm gonna need a little more action. I'm hoping there's a little more action in 2.
Not as much talking.
Yeah, the issue 1 was definitely the kind of intro and build up. I'm hoping it kicks up a little more in 2, which it probably will. But it seems like these 3 books kind of balance each other out. Mm-hmm. I mean, so I like this Jinx World thing. I like, you know, what Michael Bendis is doing with it. So I'm gonna check out. Like Scarlet is another one that, like, visually the artwork is pretty great. Like that, I actually really like that style. Like, I didn't realize how much I liked the visual in Scarlet, and I don't know who the artist was because this was not on the topic to talk about. So I'm not about to run and go grab the book either. But check it out. So if you're not familiar with Jinx World, look it up.
Get familiar.
Definitely some good reads in there. If you want a little something different, you know, it's more along graphic novels. But they're not like super thick form. They're good. So there's that. Anything else in comics? What else did I pick up this week? Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man Annual, number 1.
Is this a new run? New storyline?
We get to see, it's Miles.
Miles.
Yeah. So we get to see a little more backstory about things we didn't know about Miles. Like, they show this old suit that he, like, when he first realized he had powers and was doing stuff, this outfit that he was wearing that we've never seen before. Mm-hmm. So we're starting to get more, I'm hoping this series is going to just kind of give us more little back things about Miles that we never knew and that we hadn't seen, because it was like, we've never seen this little random suit he created, and it was
nice
cute.
Little snippets.
So I'm hoping we get more of that as well. I love Miles. I am a Miles Morales fan. I'm for it.
You say he's your favorite Spider-Man? Or let's say rendition out of the Spideyverse. So this is Gwenpool included.
Okay, Gwenpool is not in my top.
It's not in my top 5.
I mean, I like Spider-Gwen, but yeah, it was enjoyable. But I mean, that's not like my top 5 Spideys. So, but Miles might be like 2 or 3 for me.
Okay.
So, I mean, a classic is a classic. Like, Peter is my dog. So, Spider-Man is legitimately my favorite superhero. So, the growth of Peter Parker and getting to see him in different things, like Renew Your Vows, Peter might be my...
Yeah, I'll say that's my favorite Peter.
Yeah. So, but, yeah. So, I guess that does it for
comics. Yeah.
This week. Yeah, you know what? The For All Nerd Show has a great hashtag, Comics I Copped. Definitely check it out if you need some new ideas of things you're trying to read. A lot of people, share their comic books there. And it's a great way to find new stuff. I always encourage people, like, if you normally read or you're so used to these things, check out something new. Like, seek out something different.
Yeah, branch out. Broaden your horizons.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, you spend $3 on a book that you didn't particularly care for and you just don't buy anymore. Donate it. Shit, sell it back. You can take it back. Like, you can go trade comic books.
Yeah, a lot of comic book stores do buy back their comics.
So, there's not a commitment to it if you just don't feel it. But it's nice to try to. I enjoy trying to find new stuff out of my normal comfort zone. I'm ready for that 3 Joker series.
I haven't seen anything on that yet.
Oh, girl. You need to look it up. You need to Google it. That's
Yes,
gonna be
I
good.
feel like I've been kind of behind on my comic books.
That's gonna be good. And of course, we're waiting for Ironheart.
Riri Williams.
Yes. It's been said, and again, firmly believe at this point, we have been begging for representation in comics to be done properly, and Marvel has literally given us exactly what the fuck we have wanted.
Mm-hmm.
A black female superhero from Chicago, written by a black woman from Chicago. So she's not new to this game. She's been writing and doing stuff for a minute. So support e-viewing. Buy it as it prints. Do not wait for the trades. Buy it now. Read it. Buy it and give it away. Like, donate it to a school. Like,
support the best you can.
Yes, and because we can't be given stuff like this that we've been asking for and then not support it and then get pissy and say, oh, we're not represented, we don't get things. Well, you got something and you didn't fucking support it. So do it. Invincible, Iron Man, Ironheart's coming out. I don't think there's a release date yet, because when I was asking, like, hey, I asked the comic book shop, I was like, so you got a release date on that, and can I add it to my polls? And he said nothing was coming up for it yet, so it's still hella early. But I realized that Captain America was announced back in like January, but didn't drop till July 4th, so it might just be.
We got some time left.
So, yeah. Feel free to let us know what you're reading, if you have some suggestions of things that maybe we should check out. Some new comics, we're always open.
Let me hear what you guys got to say.
Yeah, for sure. So, finally, our last topic is just things that have been going on in the culture this week.
Yes, for the culture.
For the culture. First off and foremost, Nike and Colin Kaepernick. I'm not watching football.
You're not watching football?
I'm not watching. I'm not supporting the NFL. I've been saying it, and I firmly will continue that stance. Definitely stand with Cap. And
Cap.
Yeah, all the Caps are great. I stand with both Caps. Like, Cap and Cap are just out here doing it. The real life Caps are just making it happen. But that's awesome. Can we make Colin Kaepernick Captain America? Can we get a cameo? First off, if Nike makes him like a Captain America, like, can we do that? Nike, get on it. Yo.
They're not ready for the rednecks to start boycotting Marvel yet.
I mean, shit. Chris Evans is so outspoken on where he stands on things, though. So I think, I'm okay with it. Like, that would be so dope. I'm like, I really want to see that happen now. Like, Colin Kaepernick, like, don like a Captain America suit. Or, ooh, you know what would be really dope? If we got Colin Kaepernick with that cover of, the hip-hop variant cover for...
Sam Wilson?
The Sam Wilson cover?
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
That would be dope. Oh, my gosh.
The Long Live ASAP variant cover for Captain America.
Yeah,
Sam
Wilson. Yeah. I'm here for it.
You definitely see that.
I'm going to totally, like, at Colin Kaepernick that picture. I'm like, yo, you should do this. Make this happen, homie. We're here for it. But I think there's been just a lot of back and forth about whether Nike is capitalizing off of this and making money.
I mean, which check you want? Like, people are going to capitalize off of it. Would you rather support the people that are capitalizing on trying to promote progression? That's how I feel about it. I feel like they're promoting progression.
Yeah, there's got to be forward momentum. Somebody's got to stand up and say, like, what these dudes are doing is right. Like, they're trying to stop these injustices. They're trying to bring awareness, and this is a problem that needs a serious conversation to be had. We can't keep blowing this shit off. We can't keep saying, oh, support the blue line. It's not an attack on police. It's an attack on bad police.
Yeah, like, it's not, again, it's not an attack on, it's not about being anti-white, pro-black. It's just pro-justice.
Exactly. Like, people shouldn't fear the police. Like, that's so disheartening. Like, as an ex-MP who became an MP because, like, I genuinely wanted to, like, serve and protect, and, like, to know that my sons need to be cautious of what they do around cops, like, that is fucking sad for me. I'm sad about that, but at the same time, obviously, my sons' lives. Like, when I walk out the door, I'm a black woman, first and foremost. Like, that's what you see. You don't see a veteran. You don't see an MP. You see a black woman. And sometimes, real talk, because I've seen some shit that some people have posted that I've served with, some of my friends, and sometimes I'm like, y'all know you're black, right? Like, I get, like,
that's why I don't get black people that support Trump. I don't get Mexicans that support Trump. Like, okay, you can support them all you want, wear your little Make America Great Again hats all you want to, but that's not changing the fact you're black.
Hello. And,
like, are y'all even allowed into the rallies?
No, because black people went to the rallies, got spit on, and got hit and shit. But it's like, when you walk out your door, you're not a cop, you're not a soldier, you're not these titles. Like, you first and foremost are a black man, or you're a black woman. Like, that's what the world sees when they see you. Now, for the most part, you get to know a person and you find out there's so much more than just what you visually see, but the reality is that's what people see.
Yeah, that's what you are at the end of the day.
So, for people to keep saying, oh, well, I don't see color, and, there's no... Those people who say that shit me want to punch me in the throat. Like, that was part of the reason why I was like, I'm just sitting this football season out, because if I see one more Giants player say that I don't see color bullshit, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Like, that was pissing me off so much, because it was coming from Giants players. I'm just like, oh, why has it got to be my team that's ignorant? Like, why? I'm about to become a Dolphins fan. Those dudes get it. Well, a couple of them anyway. So it's like, I unfollowed every Giants player that I was following on social media, because it was nerve wracking. It's like,
it's like, why do y'all have to be the one to say it?
Yeah. You're like, shut up. Don't say nothing. Like, it's okay to just be quiet.
Win a couple more games first.
For real. But it's, when you are in a position of privilege, and being a white male, that white privilege is legitimately, that's a thing. And if you don't think it's a thing, then you are sadly mistaken. Shout out to the white men out there who know that is a privilege, who recognize that, and who use their voices to bring attention to wrongs and injustice. Because I have a couple friends who are doing that and who have done that, and every time I see them post something, I'm like, I don't want to repost. I'm like, this was posted by a white man. But it's like, I don't want to say that, but like,
yeah, that's like, that's the reality of it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, they know. What are the rest of y'all missing? Like, if these guys who, they don't have to have been, abused by cops, but they get it's a fucking problem. So
yeah, like, they see that it's wrong. They can acknowledge that something's not right.
So my point, or at this point, the way I see it, is if you are in a thread or someone brings up a conversation and you still got people in your timelines or your mentions saying, well, what's he even kneeling for? First off, if you don't know at this point what he's kneeling for, you don't want to know. Simple Google search could answer that shit years ago. And first off, he ain't even kneeling no more because his ass ain't played football.
Yeah, so he's not even on the team.
Yeah. He ain't been out here doing anything. Like, as far as, he ain't been kneeling in a minute. So, if you don't know what his message is, it's because you choose not to know. And if you're going to choose not to know, then please just choose to shut the fuck up. Like, stop
Speaking on things that you're not going to educate yourself on.
Yes. Like, if you genuinely just don't care to know, you don't care about the cause, you don't care about the plight of young black people, black and brown people being abused by cops, if you just don't give a fuck about them, shut the fuck up. Like, just don't.
Don't put your 2 cents where it's not needed.
Exactly. It's going about your business. But, yeah. Or just say you don't care. Like, stop trying to sit here and say it has anything to do with veterans or being unpatriotic. Because last time I checked, it wasn't patriotic to, abuse citizens and, take their rights from them. And that's not what this country was founded on. So it's pretty unpatriotic to just sit back and say that we're okay with members of this country being victimized and or mistreated. That to me is way more...
That's more unpatriotic than someone just taking a knee.
Yeah, exactly. So, shout out to Nike for at least being willing to take a side of this. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, it is something that could cost them some money somewhere. But I think at the end of the day, Nike knows who's buying their product.
Yeah, Nike's not tripping.
Yeah.
And all these Republicans and white people out here burning their shoes, you're not hurting Nike at all.
First off, you burning shit you already paid for. So, do with it what you will.
Like, it's not in our stores. We don't care.
You're not out here burning down Nike factories. Like, I'm not promoting that or saying anyone should try it because you will probably be shot immediately. But, if you go pay $29.99 for your ugly ass Nikes that nobody fucking wants anyway, and you burn them.
You said $29.99.
Wasn't nobody burning Jordans? Like, let's be real.
They're not realizing how deep Nike gets into this.
Yeah,
Jordans are still Nikes.
I've seen a post, somebody posted up, well, thank God, I've got my Converse because I don't support Nike. Bitch, Converse is owned by Nike. Like, do your homework before you say dumb shit. Like, do some research. But you still out here, you still support Nike. Cause
Nike's still getting a check.
Exactly. Like, that's Nike, buddy. But it's just, it's absurd. It is absolutely absurd. And I think it highlights such a dark, hateful part of this country that these people want to say doesn't exist, but no, it exists and you're in it. Like, you're part of it. You're part of the problem. This hate that y'all saying doesn't exist, you're spewing it. Like, it's coming out of your mouth. So, yeah, no, I'm okay with the Nike situation. I mean, I don't buy Jordans. I mean, particularly, I don't spend $130 on sneakers. First, I've got 4 kids. Can't be doing that no damn way. But, yeah, no, I mean, we're a Converse household. I take that back. I actually have a pair of J's. Those that where I didn't pay hundreds of dollars for them. No, I mean, I haven't got them joints on a nice ass sale. But yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm glad they took a stand. I think this ad is pretty dope. Oh my god. So speaking of wronged players as well. So we watched the end of this tennis match. And hats off to Serena Williams, because, Lord, I wanted her to start clapping her hands and pointing at people and to raise her voice. I wanted Compton Serena to come out on the side of that motherfucking court, but she held it together. And I have seen people say shit talking about some Serena's a sore loser. Nah, fuck that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You're not gonna come for my character
unnecessarily, where it's not needed.
And then cost me a game over some bullshit. She had every right to be as angry as she fucking was when she was talking to that ref. She, to me, kept it together very well, because I would not have been able to. And to see the pain in her face, like she wanted to cry, like she wanted to, you just felt it. And it was a struggle watching that. And then at the end, when the match was over, the young girl, when she won, like, I feel like the parent side of Serena came out, because she knew, as angry as she was, this was still a moment for this young girl who was a fan of hers. Like, this girl said she started playing because of Serena. Like, this was someone that she looked up to. So she knew how important this moment was for her, despite how she was feeling. And when she told them, she's like, all right, no more booing. We're going to celebrate her moment. Like, oh my God, that almost had me in tears. I was like, I am not in a state to be watching this because I'm just going to start crying myself.
So, did that take her out of the U.S. Open?
Yeah, it's over.
Okay.
That was it. That was the final.
That was the final.
Yeah.
See, I feel like at this point, because, like, while, like, it was sexism from the ref, I believe they just didn't want to give Serena that win. Like, right out of her pregnancy.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's been very clear that they have been hating on Serena this whole tennis season section. I don't know what the fuck.
Yes,
tennis.
I don't know how tennis runs.
Yeah, but it's been real clear that like they've just been against her at every turn, and it's been blatantly outright from her being over drug tested bullshit. Like you've been coming at this woman who does nothing but want to play tennis. She brings nothing but a positive image to tennis, but because she's a black woman, y'all want to keep trying to come for her neck and come for her character. And at every step, she just holds her head up and is unwavering. And God damn it, that is why she is the greatest athlete of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, man, I was waiting for that after press conference. I was like, yo, I needed Serena to flip the switch. But she still had it together and she didn't. And, yeah. That young girl, Naomi, like watching her afterwards when she was just like, you know, I'm glad that everyone watched. Thank you, everybody, for watching the match. And I know you wanted her to win. It was like she didn't even know what to say in that moment because...
It's like she knew.
She was almost sad. You could tell she was, like, sad that she beat Serena almost. Like, it was such a shitty position for her to have to be in. And she did very well for being so young and in that situation because that's a tough... It'd be different if it was just a legitimate, straight up win. But because there was so much controversy with your win and you know that she was cheated, it's just like...
You feel guilty about winning.
It sucks that that her win had to be...
Like that.
Yeah, so... man, the day Serena and Venus sit the fuck down, tennis is a wrap. It's a wrap. They're gonna lose so much fucking money.
You see, that's the only real attention they get. Like, I don't care about any of these other people playing tennis.
For real.
I don't know who else plays tennis.
You know what's funny? I think if Serena had been playing anybody else but that young girl, she probably would have stopped playing. Because they said that her team was telling her to stop playing. They were like, just stop. Don't play no more. Sit the rest of this out. Like, just stop playing. Call the game. Like, call it now. But because she was playing a young girl, I think that's the only reason why she finished. Had it been like fucking Sharapova or anybody else, she'd have been like, man, fuck this. I'm done. I'm laying my rack. I'm done. She would have just been off the court. But, so, yeah. That's been an interesting week of things.
To say the least.
Yes. So, that's about it for us. That's about all we got this week. Again, thanks for tuning in. Feel free to add us, hit us up on Twitter at House of Blurs. Let us know what you think about we see what y'all think. Like, we see what people think. We know what y'all think.
Yeah, we see. We're out here.
But feel free to add us in some conversations that you're having. Keep fighting a good fight. Like, it's tiring to have to keep... It's tiring. It's fucking exhausting. So on that note, make sure that you are out here taking time for yourself. Self-care is a thing. There's so much stress and shit going on in the world, but to have to keep defending and trying to fight just trying to fight for yourself, fight for your rights, fight for the ability to just fucking breathe and exist. It's exhausting, and it sucks that
we have to.
Yes. So make sure you take time out, take care of yourself, find things that you love and enjoy, go for a walk, play Pokemon Go.
Yeah, never feel bad for taking time to step away from something.
Yes.
And caring for yourself.
Yes, sometimes you gotta shut fucking social media off, like put it down, walk away, like just not comment. Like there's so much shit, like I've had to stop myself from commenting. Like I would just say nothing. And people were like, oh, well, we don't hear from you, and because I ain't got nothing nice to say. So if I don't have nothing to say, I'm just not gonna say nothing at all. it was just best for me to be quiet. Because if I start letting it go, it might not stop. And it's just not even worth it to just put more negativity out into the world.
Yeah.
On that note, rest in peace to Mac Miller.
Yes, rest in peace, Larry Fisherman.
If you know someone who is struggling with mental illness, someone who's struggling with drugs, people who are just struggling, period, reach out, check on those people. Like, you can't make someone go get help. Oh, excuse me. Even if you know they need it, and it sucks when you to see someone struggling and you don't know what to do, you feel helpless. There are numbers. Oh, excuse me. There are support groups. If you gotta make a call for somebody and just say, hey, so I called these people and I talked to them and I definitely think they can help you out, like,
do that.
Yeah. Don't just be like, oh, well, I can't make them call. Say something. Speak up. Let people know that you see that they're struggling and that you care. Because sometimes these people, they don't think that anyone gives a shit. Like, they don't think anyone cares. They don't think anyone notices. And you need to let people know that you notice. Let them know that they matter. Let them know that they care. Like, let them know that this struggle or what they fighting through right now is not going to always be the fucking struggle.
Yeah, because sometimes people just want to know that they matter.
Yes, that's really what it is. People need to know that they matter. So, take some time out. Let people know that matter to you. Let them know that they matter. And if you're struggling through something, having a dark time, like, this shit, it doesn't last forever. It does not last forever. It may feel like this shit lasts forever, but seasons change. So, take some time out. Take care of yourself. Be good to each other. Until next week, we are House of Blurs, and that's alright.